Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is our regular meeting of the Mason County Commission for January 16th. We're going to go ahead and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Tari, would you do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Tari. Next up is roll call.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here.
Excellent. We have a quorum. All is present. Next up is correspondence and organizational business. Item number 4.1, correspondence.
Advisory board applications were received from the following: Karen Rice for the Solid Waste Advisory Commission, Heather Kennedy for the Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board, and Arthur Whitson Jr., Sheriff Ryan Sperling, Richard Lee, Julie Tucson, and Lauren Gilmore for the Mason Transit Authority Board. And the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board has sent in the following: Notice of liquor license application for Bucks Prairie Mercantile, cannabis license discontinuation notice for Resonate, and notice of cannabis license application for Shepherd Soap Company, DBA Cremadigaya.
Thank you. Any other correspondence or organizational business? Excellent. We're going to move on to item number 4.2, which is our Mason County Noxious Weed List news release. Do we have somebody here to do that?
Dan.
Oh,
On to.
hi. Go ahead. We'll kick it off to you.
Thank you. Yep, we have our news release here for our noxious weed hearing for our weed list. So I'm going to go ahead and read that. The Mason County Noxious Weed Control Board will hold a public hearing to adopt the 2024 Mason County Noxious Weed List at the regular board meeting on Friday, February 9th, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Mason County Board of Commissioners Chambers. The public is welcome to participate and can contact the Mason County Noxious Weed Control Board for more information. The board, which is responsible for administrating Mason County's noxious weed control program under RCW 1710, will hold its regular board meetings at 9 a.m. at the Mason County WSU Extension Office on the following Fridays: January 12th, April 12th, June 14th, August 9th, October 11th, 2024. Please direct all questions, comments, or concerns to the Mason County Noxious Weed Control Program at 427-9670 extension 680 or email weeds@masoncountywa.gov.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next up, item number 4.3, Lewis Mason Thurston Area Agency on Aging Vacancy News Release. Is that you? You're on the board, so if not, I can.
I can read that, absolutely. All right. The Board of Mason County Commissioners is seeking applications to fill a position on the Lewis Mason Thurston Area Agency on Aging Advisory Board. This is a 3-year term that will expire December 31st, 2027. The advisory board provides an ongoing input to the Lewis Mason Thurston Area Agency on Aging AAA. The AAA plans, coordinates, and manages services to elderly and younger disabled people throughout the 3 county areas. The AAA operates case management programs that assist individuals and families to remain at home or in the community. The advisory board has 6 members from each county and usually meets in Olympia on the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. in the AAA office. Interested parties may obtain an application at the Mason County Commissioner's Office, 411 North 5th Street, Shelton, or call 360-427-9670 extension 419, or by visiting the Mason County website at www.masoncountywa.gov. The position is open and until filled, with the first review January 30th, 2024. And they also meet virtually.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next up is item 4.5, 4.4, Mason County Civil Service Commission vacancy news release. I don't see anybody here from the Civil Service, do we?
Good morning.
Hi, Becky. Please, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to read this news release here regarding the Civil Service Commission. So the Board of Mason County Commissioners is seeking applications to fill a position on the Mason County Civil Service Commission. This is for a 6-year term that will end December 31 of 2028. To qualify, the individual must be a United States citizen, a resident of Mason County for at least the past 2 years, and an elector in Mason County. This person cannot be employed by Mason County and shall serve without compensation. At the time of appointment, not more than 2 commissioners shall be adherents of the same political party. The general purpose of the Civil Service Commission is to establish a merit system of employment for county deputy sheriffs and other employees of the Office of County Sheriff. The Mason County Civil Service Commission meets on the 3rd Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. at Mason County Building 9, located at 423 North 5th Street, Shelton. Interested parties may obtain an application at the Mason County Commissioner's Office, located at 411 North 5th Street in Shelton, or by calling 360-427-9670, extension 419, or by visiting the Mason County website at www.masoncountywa.gov. This position is open until filled, with the first review set for January 30 of 2024.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Becky. Next up, Planning Advisory Commission vacancy. Kel, is that you?
That is me.
Okay.
Okay, Mason County is seeking, Kel Rowan with Mason County Community Development Department. Mason County is seeking a motivated and engaged individual to serve as a volunteer member of the Planning Advisory Commission, or PAC. The commission will play a crucial role over the next couple of years in updating the county's comprehensive plan, which outlines the vision and goals for the county's future growth and development. There is 1 open seat representing Commissioner District 2, that's Commissioner Schuette's district, and here it does say Shelton Arcadia Bayshore, which I believe is your Commissioner Trask. So it is Commissioner District 2, and that would be the Hoodsport, Matlock, Lilywop area. The PAC is a 7-member citizen board appointed to advise the Board of County Commissioners on policies related to amendments to the comprehensive plan, shoreline master program, resource ordinance, and other development regulations, including making recommendations on rezone applications. The commission typically meets at least once per month on the 3rd Monday at 6 p.m. They're held here in this room as well as on Zoom. And there are special meetings scheduled as necessary. Appointed commissioners normally serve a 4-year term. The Commissioner of District 2 position will be filling a vacancy set to expire January 2028. Applications to serve on the board are being accepted until the position is filled. Should be submitted to the Mason County Commissioners at 411 North 5th Street in Shelton. Application forms may be obtained by the Commissioner's Office by calling 360-427-9670, extension 419, or on the county website at www.masoncountywa.gov.
Thank you, Kel. For those that are out in the audience, serving on our committees is extremely important to us. If you want to have a seat at the table, if you want to have a voice through us, sometimes you have to do it by serving on these committees. You are the representation of the people by doing it. And people that serve on them take it very, very seriously. But some very big and important seats are up right now, so please consider it. We need you, we appreciate you, and if you take the time, the rest of your citizens will also be thankful that you stepped up. With that, next up is a bittersweet. Next one, item 4.6, retirement recognition for Ann White for 16 years of service. Commissioner Trask?
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Ann, could I have you stand?
Of all people, if you read her mind, you know her.
And I wanted to say that so many times. It's not that I want to embarrass you, but I do want to thank you for everything that you've done. We have a certificate for you.
Well, thank you.
I'm sure you're going to place that on the wall very prominently.
Framed, yes.
And some really pretty pins.
Thank you.
Now you can sign your name to all those documents that you have to sign, but you can do it in class, in style.
Thank you guys so much.
And
There's an and. Thank you.
Oh, I'll let you. So do we want to invite others
Yes,
to show their love?
and we're gonna be expecting you to say a few words and keep them clean and not aggressive on your way out. No, I know.
Speaking, it's in my contract.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, she's been a spectacular addition to our family here, as anybody that's worked with her knows. And I'm sure we have some people here that know her well. I see some in the back. Could I ask one of you at least to start by standing and acknowledging who she is, and again, keep it clean. Ann never does. She doesn't cross the line, but boy, she wants to so bad. If you know her, she's so wonderful. I love it.
Well, we've got to know Ann the last few years since she's come to work with us, and she's become a good friend, kind of like a mom to the guys. She keeps them in line. She's got the cast iron skillet. So we just want to wish her good luck as she goes back to Ireland to start her UberCon. Inside joke. So thank you, Ann.
Please, if you don't mind, for the record, let them know who you are and where you come from.
Hi, my name is Bernie Games. I'm the park host for Truman Gluck Park, and I've known Ann since we moved out here when John Keats was here as a director. And so as John told us that the place was on demand, and if we wanted it, we needed to snap it up right away, and come to find out we were the only applicants. So with that, we got an introduction to with Ann, and she bonded immediately with my wife, Heather. And with that long friendship, just like what Carl just said, we've been friends forever. If I got in a jam or trouble, or I thought I'd crossed over the line, she'd say, "Don't worry about it, it'll blow over. You don't need to worry about it, you won't lose your job," on and on and on. So, yeah, she's been a confidant, a good friend, and more than anyone else out there, maybe I'm the longest park host out there living, but I'm gonna miss her greatly. Thank you very much, Ann. Thank you for all your friendship. If you need my cane to get out, I can lend it to you. I got spares in the car.
Wow. Be a helpful hand.
Is there anybody else who'd like to say anything at this time? And Ann, again, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your friendship to everybody, including myself. Thank you for my book for Ireland. When I went to Ireland, we had a great time utilizing it. And if you are going back there, hopefully I can get there at the same time and you can show me some of this stuff and feed me. Yeah, September. You're incredible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Anna. Just you were always the voice of scheduling and dealing with all that for our ball fields, and there's, I'm sure, no shortage of drama associated with some of that, and you have some great stories to tell because of it. But just always appreciated just your kindness and generosity in the office, and the good humor that you brought to everything that we do here at Mason County. So wish you all the best, and we'll have a Jameson in your honor after hours.
Well, after hours.
I didn't want anybody to think that,
And what are we gonna do about it?
Yeah.
It was a pleasure working with you, Ann.
Thank you.
I've only been here for a couple of years, but got to know Ann because when Diane is gone on Fridays, Ann brings in everything that she needs signed. And so she always comes into my office with a big smile and asking if I can sign all of her documents. And she always has some kind words to go along with them. So I've appreciated getting to know her. She has done an amazing job for Mason County and for Mason County Parks. She's definitely a fixture out there that I'm sure individuals will miss. I appreciate her sticking around to help train her replacement, and I'm confident that her replacement will do great because of that training. So we're going to miss you, and hopefully you can come around and visit us once in a while. Nicely.
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Book, so.
Yes.
Did she pass down the cast iron pan to you? Do you have access to that, or is that?
I think that's gonna happen here in the next few days.
Excellent. Excellent.
Again, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ann.
Okay, next up, that's the end of our correspondence. Is there any further correspondence or organizational business that we missed? Hearing none, we're gonna go ahead and move on to item number 5, which is our open forum for citizens' input. This is your opportunity as a citizen to come and talk to the commission on items that are not on the agenda. If it is on the agenda, we ask that you hold off until it comes up. We'll have it taken off for a separate vote, and you'll have an opportunity to testify or talk at that time. But if it's not on the agenda, this is your opportunity to come and speak to us and to the community as well. There's a 3-minute limit for each individual, and we try to keep everything under 15 total. So with that being said, is there anybody in the audience here first who would like to speak to the commission on any item that is not on the agenda? Yes, please. We ask that you please step up, announce your name, perhaps where you're from, for the record.
My name is Lisa McKelvey Smith. This is my husband, Reed Taylor.
Good morning, y'all.
We came in today because we live at 200 West River Run Road in Elma. We have an Elma address, but we live in Mason County. And we've had a really rough, ugly time with our road. The road is paved up to the
last house.
Basically the last house at the beginning of our road. As you continue down, 3 miles?
Roughly 3 miles.
3 miles, unpaved road, I want to add. You reach the end of County Road. At the end of County Road, there are 5 families that live out there. We have school buses, mail trucks, deliveries,
UPS, FedEx,
FedEx, my medical supplies. And we're having this major problem because we've contacted Loretta at the city of Shelton. I forget what you're
Public Works.
Public Works, sorry. And we've had quite a few conversations with Loretta. She informed us that the road is going to be paved at the beginning of August or somewhere like that.
As did you as well, Kevin.
And the problem that we're having is that the road is not maintained. This is it's a gravel road, I guess, but they come out and they drop gravel on it, and they might drop it down for a mile before they get to the fish hatchery. And it's never compacted in, it's just dropped.
They've brought the compactor, they brought the roller out once that I can recall in all the time that we've been doing it.
We've lived there for 10+ years.
This is a situation where, and I don't mean to cut you off, my dear, this is a situation where, as my wife stated, there are 5 families out there. We have a minimum of at least 2 vehicles per family. I have a total of $25,000 just in maintenance and damage because of this road. Now, I received an email from Mike Collins on the 9th of January. I responded to him on the 10th. As of the 9th, when I got this email, my wife and I, we drove the road both ways and videoed it. Mike stated that there were 2 areas with roughly 6 potholes each. Half a dozen. This is not the case. I have a video of this. I was gonna bring the computer and I wasn't sure how this worked, but bottom line is, we're here because this is a serious situation. The mail delivery will not come down when the road gets bad. The school buses will not come down when it gets bad. It's not plowed. I mean, we take out trees that fall. And we understand, we chose to live on a gravel road. But this has got to the extent that the damage it is doing and the interruption with, the families and the kids and everything else is become very trying. We understand, and we know that it's gonna be paved in August, chip sealed in August. I understand that, and that's great. But until that time, what concerns me is the fact, and I have a video, like I stated, there is an area where they stopped the gravel and they didn't compact it after the fact. They just left it, and as Mike Collins stated, it's compacting well. It's not our job to compact this material, and it's destroying every one of our vehicles. And that's the reason we're here, because we want to make sure that you guys understand that this is not something that we're just bored and want to do something to irritate people. This is a serious situation, you know, and it needs to be addressed. There's been one situation where a guy actually drove off the road. I just, please, maintain the road and fix the potholes. You know, this is what our taxes are for, you know?
And Mr., we heard you, and I'm sure, you know, Kevin does, he knows, we'll probably be going out there looking at it. We'll ask for an update from staff on it, and we'll look further into it. It won't just be forgotten. We appreciate you actually coming and telling us. We wouldn't know unless you did.
Thank you very much, and I'll gladly help. I mean, I've offered, so thank you for allowing us the time to speak.
Yeah, thank you for coming in, appreciate it. And again, it won't be forgotten. We'll be asking for updates on it.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else inside the room that would like to speak right now on an issue that is not on the agenda? Hearing none, is there anybody in the Zoom land that would like to speak on any issue that is not on the agenda? If so, please unmute yourself and say your name so we can find you. Hearing none, we are going to go ahead and move forward to item number 6, which is the adoption of today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt the agenda as written.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded for the adoption of today's agenda as written. Any polls? Or hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Item number 7, approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of minutes from December 4th, December 11th, and December 18th, 2023, and January 2nd, 2024 briefing minutes, and December 5th and December 19th, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded for the approval of the December 4th, December 11th, December 18th, 2023, and January 2nd, 2024 briefing minutes, and the December 5th and December 19th, 2023 regular meeting minutes as presented. If there are no polls or corrections, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The motion carries. Next up is the approval of the action agenda. The action agenda is our items that we will read entirely to the community. You will be given, after we read it, you will be given an opportunity to take an item off if you'd like to have discussions about it further, or if you'd like to have a separate vote to see how we vote on it, you'll be able to take it off after we read it into the record. I will give you an opportunity, though, before that, to ask a question that may help you to decide whether to take it off or not. With that being said, Commissioner Trask, will you read item number 8.1 through 8.5? I will read 8.6 through 8.10, and Commissioner Schutte, if you wouldn't mind, 8.11 through 8.15.
Item 8.1, approval of warrants and treasurer electronic remittances. Claims clearing fund warrants number 8101398 through 8010530 in the amount of $3,203,000. Let me start over. $3,203,073.87. Direct deposit fund warrant numbers 102516 through 103337 in the amount of $2,007,129.07. Salary clearing fund warrant numbers 7007824 through 7007888 in the amount of $2,024,331.03. Treasurer electronic remittance in the amount of $946,986.61. Item 8.2, approval of the letter of support for the Evergreen State College Shelton's Promise Pilot Program. Item 8.3, approval to appoint Michael Hill to the Planning Advisory Commission for a 4-year term expiring January 16th, 2028. Item 8.4, approval to appoint William Harris to the Planning Advisory Commission for a 4-year term expiring January 16th, 2028. Item 8.5, approval for the chair to sign the 2024 Interagency and Appendix A between Washington State University Extension and Mason County for the amount of $94,725.
Item number 8.6 reads, approval of a resolution establishing Mason County Citizens Commission on salaries for elected officials pursuant to RCW 36.17.024. Item number 8.7, approval to extend the interlocal agreement for the use of jail facilities with Lewis County to December 31st, 2024. Item number 8.8, approval for the Public Health and Human Services Director to sign the consolidated contract, the CONCON, amendment number 16 for additional funding in the amount of $385,195. Item number 8.9, approval for the Public Health and Human Services Director to sign the Women, Infants, and Children, WIC, Program Space Agreement with Public Hospital District Number 1. Item number 8.10, approval to set a public hearing for Tuesday, February 13th, 2024 at 9:15 a.m. to consider amending Mason County Code Title 16, Plots and Subdivisions, Section 16.40.041, 1A, relating to the boundary line adjustments.
Item 8.11, approval for the county engineer to sign the tolling agreement with the Army Corps of Engineers for the Katy Creek County Road Project 1995 and Great Bend County Road Project 2021 culvert replacement projects on North Shore Road. Item 8.12, approval for the county administrator to sign the Tyler Technologies Software as a Service Agreement to migrate Munis Financials to a cloud-based platform for approximately $85,000. Item 8.13, approval to sign the letter of concurrence with Grays Harbor County's appointment of Dustin Loop to the Timberland Regional Library Board of Trustees to fill an unexpired 3-year term beginning January 1st, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2027. Item 8.14, approval of the resolution instituting a retention bonus for Chief Deputy Prosecuting Attorney and Chief Public Defender for a maximum of $20,000, which will be distributed in 8 equal installments of $2,500 to be paid quarterly. And 8.15, approval of the memorandum of understanding between Mason County and Mason County Public Defenders and Mason County Prosecuting Attorneys Woodworkers Lodge, Local Lodge W38 IAM for recruitment and retention bonuses for a maximum of $20,000, distributed in 8 equal installments of $2,500 to be paid quarterly.
Thank you, Commissioners. With it being read into the record, the first question is, does any of the commissioners have any questions that would help them decide whether to take something off?
I do not.
Is there anybody in the public has a question that would help them decide whether to take an issue off or not? Anybody on Zoom land, please unmute yourself and say your name. Hearing none, is there any items you'd like taken off for a separate vote? Is there anybody in the audience here in the building who would like something taken off for a separate vote? Anybody in Zoom land who would like anything taken off for a separate vote? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of items 8.1 through 8.15 on the action agenda as read.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda. Items 8.1 through 8.15 as presented. Any discussion? Okay, I do want to give a thank you. This is something, we have a lot of people here, as you saw, that have stepped up. We're going ahead and we're going to reinvest them with those same responsibilities again. So we appreciate them as citizens stepping up. I want to thank our auditor for putting together a program that will shift how things are decided with all the elected officials. It'll now go to if this is passed, it'll go to a committee of the people that is established by RCW and by law to let the public have input on how the compensation should go forward with all elected officials in the county. But with that, you were asked to put that together for us, and we want to thank you for making that happen. With that being said, anything further? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next up is item number 9. Other business. Department heads and elected officials. Is there any department heads or elected officials who would like to speak at this time? We'll start in the room first. Hearing none, then is there anybody on Zoom land that is an elected official or department head that would like to speak to the commission? If so, raise your hand or unmute and just say your name so we can find you. Hearing none, we're going to move over to the next item, which is item number 10, which is our public hearing. We're going to reopen the public hearing, considering deeming the response of Mason County Garbage Incorporated as non-conforming, authorizing staff to proceed with direct contract negotiations with, that's not what we're just opening up. We are opening up the conversation. We had a hearing on whether to accept and solidify a contract on the waste management. This is more the action of what we'll do with that. With that being said, you want to give us a brief one before we open up the public comment first, and then we can go to the actions afterwards.
Okay. Richard Dickinson, Mason County Public Works, Utilities Waste Management. Let's see, Mason County initiated a normal bidding process to solicit bids for the transport and disposal of solid waste. 2 proposals were submitted. Both were deemed to be conforming, and the board authorized staff to proceed with negotiating with Mason County Garbage Incorporated. As staff proceeded, it became apparent that it is in the Best County's interest to enter into 2 agreements, one for transport and the other for the disposal, rather than one agreement for both services. Counties may enter into contracts for the hauling of trailers of solid waste from their transfer stations to disposal sites in return by either the normal bidding process or negotiation with the collection company servicing the area per RCW 36.58.050. The county could re-advertise, but staff doesn't recommend that. Staff would recommend deeming the responses from Mason County Garbage Incorporated as non-conforming, and 2, proceeding with direct contract negotiations with the certificate holder, Mason County Garbage Incorporated, and proceeding with an interlocal agreement with Cowlitz County and extending the hearing to February 13th at 9:30 a.m.
Richard, just a quick follow-up. If we do proceed with direct negotiations, then no public hearing is required. We would proceed with our normal briefing process.
So,
and then
we would not be asking for extending
So
that hearing
if
to
it's okay, I'm gonna
February
handle it a little
13th.
bit differently. So
Yeah.
we're open, we're reopening our public hearing on hearings that have happened in the past in regards to opening up our contracts and contracting for solid waste hauling and disposal. Through the process, our staff is coming back to us with a recommendation that says that they're finding that after doing all the work that we've done, that it may be, that we consider it non-conforming, and they're asking that we authorize the staff to proceed with looking at contracts, negotiating with a certificate holder for the disposal of our garbage.
That's correct, yeah.
Hauling.
The
Just the hauling, yeah.
Of the garbage. With that being said, is there any question for staff? Is there any question for staff on Zoom land? Thank you very much then. Next up, we will open it up for public testimony. Is there anybody who would like to testify at this time? Anybody in the room? Is there anybody in Zoom that would like to testify on this issue? Hearing none, we will move to commissioner deliberations and/or a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we deem the response from Mason County Garbage as non-conforming and authorize staff to proceed with looking into a direct contract negotiation with the certificate holder, Mason County Garbage Incorporated, and authorize staff to finalize an interlocal agreement with Cowlitz County.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we deem the Mason County Garbage as response as non-conforming and authorize staff to proceed with direct negotiations with certificate holders. Mason County Garbage Incorporated authorizes the staff to finalize an interlocal agreement with Cowlitz County, and that leaves it at that. Leave the other part off. With that being said, is there any discussion?
No, it's been quite the process, quite the adventure, and quite a learning process for me. So I want to thank staff and Tim for all the work that they put into this. Mark, you also, because this was kind of new for us. We had our last agreement was all-inclusive, and this one was not. So it was a different process and a change for us, and I think we went through the change. Wow, that sounded weird. We accomplished our goals, and we're moving forward. So I want to thank you guys again for all the hard work that you've done.
And I'll also just touch on, again, I appreciate all the hard work, and I think this is the right thing. I wasn't comfortable with some of this stuff. By bringing it back to this, I'm much more comfortable, and the possibility of looking at just direct contracting for hauling is a big difference than where we started out. And I look forward to finding out and putting something together for Cowlitz County. But the commissioners, I want everybody to know, the commissioners did a lot of work on all this. And this has been well thought out from the very beginning. This was definitely not easy, even though people would think it would be. There was so much to this that it took great consideration from every aspect, including legal, in order to make sure it's done right for the people. So thank you all for all your hard work. Anything further? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. The hearing is closed. Okay, next up is our board calendars and reports. Commissioner Schutte, if you wouldn't mind leading us off, Commissioner Trask, and then myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Going out of this, have Mason Transit Authority Board interviews, and then a YMCA Advisory Board meeting, Mason Transit Authority Board meeting at our new time at 1 o'clock. And then a meeting with Fish and Wildlife this afternoon. Also have a meeting tomorrow of the Hood Canal Coordinating Council Board of Directors. Have a meeting on Thursday with staff, talk about chart of accounts progress, have a check-in with ecology on some issues, and then the Thurston Mason BHASO Governing Board meeting, and then Behavioral Health Coalition agenda meeting on Friday, briefings next week, Board of Health, Housing Behavioral Health Advisory Board meeting, and then probably be attending some of the WASAC virtual meetings over that period as well before coming back for our regular briefings, and then my bi-weekly check-in with staff at the BHASO.
All right. Like Commissioner Schutte said, we'll have the MTA board interviews next, the Mason Transit meeting, which is at 1. Thanks for that reminder for everybody. I have a Public Works Board Day on the Hill prep meeting, lodging and tax meeting. Get to spend quite a bit of time in Olympia the next 3 days for WASAC, the LSC Roundtable. Public Works Board Day on the Hill, also an LSC meeting, and then a Public Works Board meeting, dinner meeting, and then a Public Works Board meeting on Friday in Olympia. I like that we're going back to in-person things. I think that's fun. And then we have our briefing, WASAC Virtual Assembly. I think there's a Mason County GOP meeting, but I'm not sure. Board of Health meeting on Tuesday, the 23rd, a SWAC meeting, Turning Point Board meeting, a meeting with HR on Thursday, Public Works Board Executive Committee meeting, Area Agency on Aging meeting, and a Pac Mountain General meeting. The Sheriff's Breakfast is on Friday, the 26th. The LSC virtual update is on Friday, and then Ted and I will be attending the Roanoke Conference in Ocean Shores, and then back for our briefing on Monday and virtual assembly, and then our commission meeting.
Okay. So, as you've already heard, the MTA board interviews, Mason Transit Authority, North Mason Chamber of Commerce meeting, Mason County Housing Authority meeting. I'll be meeting with HR and Mark in regards to compensation strategies, meetings with the Rotary. We will have other briefings in between before we come back for another meeting, Board of Health meeting. I may also be attending on the WASAC virtual North Mason School District Facilities meeting. The port is having some issues, as you know, and with that, and speaking to the port commissioners, they've asked if I will attend. So I don't usually jump into other people's stuff unless I'm invited or asked to. So I'm going to go and see if I can be of assistance and help them out. I also may see you at the Sheriff's Breakfast. And that brings us back, and we'll do it all over again. Anything further?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. If you'd like to talk afterwards, we're also I resemble that remark.